from downtown St. Joseph, you're watching News Press Now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us here on News Press Now. I'm Morgan Doyle. Feeding the fish and ducks is a tradition for those who visit Krug Park and Corby Pond, but as our Greg Kozel tells us, it might be time to rethink what we toss in the water.
With a touch of spring in the air, it's a perfect day to be out at Krug Park Lagoon. The sun is shining and the fish are biting. Not so much on the part about the fish. There's a reason for this.
On your last trip to Krug Park, you may have overlooked this sign here telling you not to feed the fish or the ducks. If you're wondering why it's here, well, I got a fish story for you.
It all started this winter with a report of a fish kill at the lagoon. That's not unusual, although bigger fish kills tend to occur in summer when the water's oxygen level drops.
They had stocked 1,200 trout and back in November, I believe, and when they came up to get the fish out, they had around 300 dead fish, mostly trout. There were a few catfish.
The culprit wasn't water pollution, lack of oxygen, or even disease. It seems this fish kill may have been caused by kindness. City Parks Director Chuck Kemp explains.
They did kind of cut open a few of the dead fish just to see what they had eaten, just to make sure that there wasn't anything odd, and they did find some corn, some hard kernel corn, cracked corn in some of them, which is concerning. That isn't necessarily the best thing for fish to eat.
The city has signs at Krug Park and Corby Pond reminding the public not to feed bread and cracked corn to the fish and ducks.
But old habits are hard to break. Just like it's possible to make a kid sick from too much candy, you can harm the ducks and the fish.
We've got feeders here. It costs you, I believe, $0.25 to get a handful of the pellets, and that's a very healthy food for the fish, so we do recommend that. If you don't want to spend $0.25 to get a handful of pellets, I would bring the canned corn or canned peas are both good products for the fish to eat. And try and avoid the bread for the ducks. It's really, I know that they like it, and they will tell you they like it, but it's really not very good for their long-term health.
Missouri conservation officials now say as many as 500 fish have been killed at Krug Park. For News Press Now, this is Greg Kozel.